Hey guys, it's the social marketing mama here, and I am coming to you on a Nap Chat Tuesday, where I come to you live and share with you some business building tips while my kid is napping, because that's about the only time I ever have a few moments to myself. So I'm so excited to be here with you guys. I am going to actually chat with you today about overcoming, I think, what are two of the biggest objections in network marketing. The I ain't got no money, and we all know that one drives us nuts, right? And the I ain't got no time. They can literally stop you in your tracks if you don't know what to say in order to get past that barrier or to break down that wall. I remember when I first started network marketing, if someone told me they didn't have enough money, I was just like, okay, well, I don't know how I can help you. And if someone told me they didn't have enough time, I was like, okay, I don't know how I can help you. So I hope that this training today will help you get past those blocks and help you really start to get to know people on a deeper level, because that's really what that is, you guys. When we are presenting our product, business, or opportunity, it really is important that we take the time to get to know people and that we ask a lot of questions. Welcome! So a lot of what I train on is really teaching you to kind of pause for a moment, not worry so much about the sale, and take more time getting to know the person that you are presenting your product, opportunity, business to, okay? So it really, really, truly is important that you take time to get to know people, and that's really the basis of all of my training. So in any objection you have, anytime you are trying to have someone sign up for maybe one of your weight loss programs or something, you know, a skincare product or something that you're selling, you guys, your goal is to find out about that person and not jump all over them as a salesperson, okay? So this is how we're going to take on the objections today, and how I'm going to help you overcome those objections so that you can make some sales in your business in May, because May, you guys, is going to be an awesome month for you. I just know it. I'm really, really excited about May. So you guys, when we're talking about we're just going to take two objections today, because I don't want it to be too overwhelming. The two that we're talking about is I don't have enough money and I don't have enough time. And when people say this to me, so if I say, hey, you know, I think you'd really be great for my business, I would love for you to take a look at this, see if maybe it would be a good fit for you and your family, and someone says, I really don't have enough money. So the very first thing that I do, you guys, the very first thing I say is, well, how do you mean? What do you mean? Explain more about your situation to me, because I really want to help. Some people, they might think your startup costs $6,000, because there are a lot of network marketing companies that require a whole lot of money up front. And a lot of them don't. You know, mine was $29 or something. So you really want to ask some questions to find out what it is they mean when they say, I don't have enough money, because they may fear that they've got to dish out thousands and thousands of dollars from their own pocket in order to join your opportunity. So I always say, how do you mean? Explain it a bit to me. Welcome, you guys. And so just start there by asking questions. How do you mean? Explain that to me. Because you really got to see if that objection is true and valid. You want to qualify that objection and see, is what you're saying really true? Do you really not have any money, or do you think you're going to have to, spend 15 grand on this new business? Which, luckily for us, network marketing, what's so great about it is it's a very affordable startup for most people, and so that's what we love about it. It's not like opening, a franchise where you're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars in many cases. So you just want to get them talking about that objection, get them to open up a bit more about what they mean when they say, I don't have enough money. And then you want to move into, do you guys remember feel, felt, and found? Do you remember that from your psychology days? I do. So you guys, you want to go back to feel, felt, and sound. And what you feel, felt, and found. Ooh, that's tough to say. Write that down. Feel, felt, and found. you know, I always will tell them I want to relate to what they've said to me and that objection that they've said to me. So of course, when I first started network marketing, my very first objection was I don't have enough money, because I truly thought I was going to have to spend thousands of dollars, and that my thousands of dollars sign up was just like to help this chick promote, and that it really wasn't going to do anything for me. Honest to God, that's what I thought. And so that was my first like, oh no, I don't have any money, because I just thought it was a scam and I didn't want to be involved. So I think a lot of times, sometimes people will say things and it's really not necessarily what they mean, because they just don't understand. And so the more you can get them to open up and start to talk about that objection, the more you're going to dig, you know, scrape away those layers and find out what is really underneath here that's causing you to say that. So when we go back to feel, felt, and found, I will say to them, I have my notes here, sorry. So I will say, you know, gosh, I totally understand your position. When I first saw this, you know, this opportunity, I was tight on funds too, and I felt the same way about parting with the investment, but here's what I found, okay? So I found that, you know, I'm 36 years old. If I didn't change what I was doing in my life wasn't going to change, and I was going to be on the exact same road that I am today. You know, broke, no time to spend with my family, and just miserable in my job. And I knew that if I kept doing that same thing, that my life wasn't going to change, and that my income potential wasn't going to change, because as a nurse, I pretty much tapped out. You know, at what I was making in the hospital. I mean, maybe a couple bucks more over the next few years, but that was it. So the excuse that I didn't have enough money became the very reason why I actually said yes to this opportunity. And in my first 2 weeks of business, I actually earned back all of the money that I invested and started making a profit in my business. And so, you guys, you really want to relate to them, let them know how you feel, that you felt the same way, and here is what you found since, you know, embarking on this journey. And so I think a lot of people don't realize that they can actually go and make their money right back if they're serious, you guys. I was able to make my money right back. I was able to make quite a bit more money. In just a few days, I made over $1,000. So I was able to make like 4 times the amount I had invested in my business, 5 times, 6 times the amount I had invested in my business, maybe even more, 10 times. So you really want to focus on that feel, felt, and found. And then what I would say to them is, you know, hey, Anne, how about I help you do the same thing so that we never have to say that we can't afford something again. Doesn't that hurt? I think that hurts me most in this business when somebody says, oh, I can't afford it. And you know, within a few days in your company and with your training that they could make their money back and, you know, then some. And so it always kind of hurts, and I get very like, I'm very like emotionally involved in my business. And it always kind of hurts a little bit when people say, you know, they don't have enough money. Now, you guys, I always lead with the business. Okay, so that is how I've always built my business. I can sponsor new business builders like it's going out of style. That's how I earned a top recruiter in my company. But my personal sales haven't always been that great. That's just, I think everyone kind of finds an area where they're really good at, and I've always been good at it, sponsoring. So for me, that came very naturally. Like, I really wanted to help people earn income. The sales side of things, so if you're selling a product, say, that people often say is too expensive, which I'm sure some of you have actually heard this because someone reached out to me on Facebook the other day about her product, and that people love the product, she loves the product, but the problem she's having is people tell her it's really expensive. You guys, that happened to me as well. I need a drink. And so one of the best ways for me, at least in my company, to explain to people, you know, why you would spend a little more on a product, you know, why it is more expensive than what you'd buy at, say, Target, was to actually break down the price for them. So for example, we had an anti-aging line that lasted about 3 months. And in that kit, there were six to eight pieces, okay, 6 to 8 little jars. And what I did is I took the price of $250, because it's an average about what that kit costs, and I broke it down per month, per bottle. Okay, so what I was able to say to my clients, it said, you know, $250, that's a lot of money for that kit. And I would say, yeah, but you know what? Each bottle is about $8 a month. The kit lasts you 3 months. $8 a bottle is cheaper than what you get at Target. You know the formulation is safer and healthier than anything you get at the store. And it's kind of like shopping at Costco. You're paying in bulk, you're paying up front, and it's going to last you 3 months. So that's one tip I have for you if you get the objection of like, it's really expensive. You guys, break it down. If you can break things down for people, they will have a tendency to go, oh, wait, okay, that makes sense. $8 a bottle, that's really cheap. And they'll see that making that investment is actually very beneficial. So that's one thing I do. A majority of objections, you guys, come from people not fully understanding really either the opportunity or the product or the price. And if you can really just take the time to break it down and not be like, well, what do you mean it's expensive? It's like the best stuff for your skin. I mean, it has no toxins. People don't care, you guys. Yeah, they want to buy products that are toxin free, but they want numbers. A lot of people are just number people. And if you can just break it down and say, look, I totally get it. I know that you see the value in using products that are toxin free. Let me explain to you how much this really costs in comparison to going and buying, you know, a $12 to $14 bottle from Target that'll only last you about 30 days. And we don't really know what's in there. So those are some of my tips if you're looking at this from a product aspect, okay? So, the next objection is I don't have the time. Oh, doesn't that drive you nuts? I hate when people tell me they don't have the time. You guys, if anybody doesn't have the time, it's me right here. This girl who owns a forensic nursing business, who has like a couple employees, who has a network marketing job, who has a blog, who does training, who has a toddler, who has a husband. I don't have the time. You guys, I don't have the time, but you know what? This is so important to me that I make the time. And the problem when a lot of people say they don't have the time is they don't understand how much time this actually takes. Now, depending on what network marketing your company you're with, I don't know. But luckily, my business literally takes me like 30 minutes a day, okay? I do about 15 minutes in the morning and about 15 minutes in the evening, and I'm able to focus on all my other things like my child during the day, and I love that about my business. You know, if you've got a company where you're having to haul stuff and you're having to hang up clothes and, you know, I don't know, if you're having to have events and parties and stuff like that, that can be very time consuming. So, you know, you want to be honest and upfront with people and let them choose. But if you found something that works and it, you know, and it works in the nooks and crannies, definitely you want to share that with them and you want to tell them like, look, this only takes me this many hours a day or this many hours a week. And so when the first thing that comes out of their mouth is, I don't have enough time, again, you guys, you go right back to, how do you mean? Explain that to me. Explain to me how you don't have enough time. That's what you want to find out. How do you mean? How do you mean you don't have enough time? Again, you want to qualify that objection and see if it's true and valid. Because sometimes people think they don't have enough time because they think they might have to invest, you know, 40 hours a week in this new business venture, which a lot of businesses, you do. If you were to start up a brick and mortar company, you would spend a lot of money. A lot of money and a lot of time on that business, right? So you definitely want to find out what they mean when they say, I don't have enough time. So how do you mean? For example, I had a gal say, I'm in nursing school. Excuse me. I'm in nursing school. I'm moving. Pretty much everything you could imagine under the sun. You guys, so go, and they're always busy and they're not really happy. It's like they're just busybodies. So again, just listen and ask lots of questions and go right back to feel, felt, found, okay? So here's what I say, gosh, I totally understand your position. And I did understand their position because before I started my business, I was a busy ICU nurse. I worked full-time in the hospital. I worked hospice part-time. I had a husband, I had 2 dogs, I had a house, and I was working on building my forensic nursing business from home. So if anyone didn't have time, that was me, right? So you definitely want to understand their position. Tell them, I understand your position. When I first saw this, this opportunity, I was tight on time too, and I felt the same way, and I actually thought that I had to invest 20 hours a week or more to create the income that I've created. But here's what I found, okay? So then you want to move into found. What I found was that I was investing a lot of time in the hospital, my weekends and my holidays, away from family, and my income wasn't changing. I was putting in a lot of extra hours and noticing that my taxes were coming out, and those 3 extra days were like I worked only, $100 worth. What I did was I knew that something had to change in my life, and the only way to change it really was to take a look at this opportunity. And so this became my plan. And what I found was that it hasn't really taken any extra time for me to work on, because I replaced a few of those non-serving activities each week. So like watching Sunday Night Zombies with this business. And I literally put in about 5 hours a week on my business, which I love because it's all from my cell phone. It's all via social media. And so I've been able to serve my goals and really grow a business and make a lot of extra income by just taking some of those things out of my schedule that really were not serving me very well, like sitting on my butt eating popcorn, watching late night TV. So you guys, then I move in and I always ask a question. So I'll say, so if we can find a few extra hours to work with now so that you can have more free time in the next 12 to 24 months, what would you need to make on a monthly basis in order to make this worth your time? So that's what I ask them. I want to know how much money is this worth to you to put aside some of those non-serving things in your life to give this a go. And you guys, I'll be honest, the typical answer is $500. Can you believe that? Only $500. It really truly is. People be like, well, gosh, if I really think about it, I'd really just like an extra $500 because that's a car payment. That's groceries. That helps a lot of people. And what I love about network marketing is you can help people make a lot more than $500, right? So I definitely, that's exactly how I share. Feel, felt, found. Ask a lot of questions. And this will transfer over to, is that a pyramid scheme? So bonus! So my little bonus is this a pyramid scheme? So yes, people have asked me that. Sorry, I even turned off text and I'm still getting messages. And I think people are afraid of the word pyramid scheme. Like they're like, oh, pyramid scheme. And people are afraid to say it and talk about it. So if someone actually said to me, is that crypto cash? If you know what crypto cash is, can you put that in the comment section? Because I've never heard that in my entire career. Crypto cash. I actually Googled it and I still couldn't figure out what it meant. Anyway, so isn't that a pyramid scheme? Okay, we all know, all of us in network marketing, that pyramid schemes are illegal. And there is actually a direct sales association that does monitor these companies. I've actually seen them go into companies to make sure that these companies are running their business correctly and ethically. So we know this, but to someone who's a little old school or maybe heard from their parents, because I feel like our generation, even younger, it's that pyramid schemey thing is kind of going away, but people that are older, pyramid scheme is definitely still on their mind. So I love this. I never say, what? No, pyramid scheme is illegal. That's not what I say. I'll say, oh, how do you mean? How do you mean? Because I want to hear where they're coming from, where they drew up that this is a pyramid scheme. Where is that coming from? Is it coming from, great-great-grandpa who's like 85 years old and, back in the day when nobody was regulating these things and a lot of people invested a lot of money and people went under? Yeah, those were pyramid schemes. I want to know where these thoughts and beliefs are coming from. So I'll say, how do you mean? It sounds like you've known somebody or you've had some experience with network marketing and you've heard, that you've heard the word pyramid scheme. I'd love to know what your experience with it has been. And so they'll tell you, well, I never had any experience really with it. I know it's nothing I ever tried. It was like my dad always says those are pyramid schemes. And then guys, this allows you to then address that pyramid scheme fear that they have, okay? And so all I tell them is to say, you know what, it's a valid fear. Many, many years ago, 30 years ago, there were no regulations and people were getting scammed, you know, but in today's age, like network marketing has become a career for many, many people. It is pyramid schemes are illegal. There are, in fact, you know, direct sales associations and other associations that are out there that monitor these companies. And the last company I was with, guys, I saw it. They were in there. They were making sure everything was up and up, that, you know, you can't buy your way into a bonus or a rank advance. Like there are companies that monitor them. And so just explaining that to them and putting those fears at ease, and just explaining that, you know, that's not allowed. That's not allowed. And there are a lot of people that are smart, you know. And something else is, you know, you always kind of want to jump to, do you really think I'd be a part of something that was illegal? But anyway, you can't say that, you guys. You've got to just take the time to find out where that objection is coming from. Find out if that objection is even valid, where, you know, what dear Aunt Sally told them what, and then squash it. Put that flame out and help them understand that, no, this is actually one of the best ways to make money from home while you're busy, while you've got a gazillion other things going on. It's genius. I love network marketing, and I think it's one of the best ways to make money. I absolutely love, 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 love it. I'm addicted to it because it's, you know, there's something great about getting every day. It's like you have a paycheck, because we get paid daily. So it's like, you got a paycheck. You've been paid. I love that. That's fantastic. In the hospital, I got paid twice a month. As a traveler, I got paid once a month. Now I get paid every day. You guys, that's amazing. Who wouldn't want that in their life? So that is it. Those are some of my tips on overcoming objections. Specifically the two, money and time, and the whole pyramid schemey thingy. If you guys have any questions or comments, please leave them below. I do go back through these videos and check them and try to answer those questions that you have. Feel free to shoot me a message on Facebook, and definitely check out my blog. It's just socialmarketingmama.com. I have lots of resources there for you, and lots of training there for you, so check it out. And then I also have my Be Epic group, which is Entrepreneurial Parents in Collaboration. Do you know how long it took me to think of that? A long time. You want to check out that group and become a part of that group, because we have some raffles, some giveaways, and I do some more training in there that's much, much more intense than just here on my Facebook business page. So be sure to check that out. You can find that on my Facebook page, business page, on the main page there. And I hope this helps you guys overcome those objections. And here's to rocking out May, you guys. You're going to have a fantastic May. I can't wait to hear about all of your success. And I love you guys so much. Mwah! I'll see you all very soon. Bye.